We haven't had breakfast. I mean, we are in trouble. But there's refreshments for you when we are done. So let's all come together and have a wonderful program. And afterwards, we'll have our refreshments. So I'd like to welcome all of you to the launch of yet another impactful project here at the University of Ghana. This is the launch of the UG Says No to Drugs campaign. And this speaks mainly to our first strategic priority, which is a transformative student experience, because here at a university, we deem it crucial to create a conducive and safe environment for our students to strive or to thrive. And so today, as Ghana's premier university, we join voices and hands together to make a bold statement that we are all together saying no to drugs. And so I'd like to welcome all of you and hope that by the time we finish today's program and we leave here, we'll all make personal commitments to join hands together and pledge to ensure that we have a campus free of drugs. And I'm sure when we talk about drugs, we all know what we mean. If you don't know, by the end of today, you will know what we mean. It's not just about your regular paracetamol when you have a headache or anything like that, but we all come to understand what exactly we mean by saying no to drugs. Please, if you are happy to be here, let's give a round of applause for the organizers and partners who have made this possible. Thank you very much. And so without wasting any more time, I would like to invite forward the Registrar of the University of Ghana, Mrs. Emilia J. Mensah, to deliver introductory and welcome remarks. Please, a round of applause as she comes forward.
Thank you very much, Ms. Songsori. A very good morning to you all. Pro-Vice Chancellor in charge of Academic and Student Affairs, Provost, I see one Provost here, Provost of the College of Humanities, I'm sure the others are on the way, Deans, Directors, faculty, staff, and students, our partners, members of the media. Once again, a very good morning to you all. You gave me some, sorry, a better good morning. Good morning to you all. As she has promised, there will definitely be at least something for you to nibble on after the program. So I'm pleased to welcome you all to the launch of this important initiative, Say No to Drugs. Drug abuse remains a pressing challenge that threatens the well-being, engagement of young people all over the world. And the University of Ghana, as Ms. Songsori mentioned, aims to respond to this challenge, not with judgment, but with a comprehensive, compassionate, and proactive approach that aligns with our vision for a truly transformative student journey. The Say No to Drugs program, which is driven by the Careers and Counseling Directorate with support from other units of the university, as well as our external partners, is designed to educate and to prevent by providing credible information, creating awareness about the dangers of substance abuse, and equipping students, particularly with the skills to make healthy decisions. The program also aims to support and to restore, ensuring that students who may already be struggling with drug use are met with accessible counseling, peer support structures, and pathways to seek professional help. Our students, we are interested not only in your intellectual development, but also in your physical, emotional, and psychological well-being. And the Say No to Drugs initiative reinforces the university's commitment for every student's experience here to be life-enhancing, strength-building, and oriented towards success, academically, socially, and personally. Students, your experience at the University of Ghana should be a journey that embraces resilience, responsibility, and wellness. Do not allow substance abuse to diminish your potential. And if you find yourself caught in its grip, know that seeking help is an act of courage, and that as a university, we stand ready to work with you and to help you break free. As we formally launch the Say No to Drugs initiative, let this be a moment of renewed commitment to your well-being, to your future, and to a campus culture that truly reflects the values of care, support, and transformation. Once again, a warm welcome to the launch of the Say No to Drugs initiative, and I trust that all of you will play an active part in the programs taking place under the initiative when they are announced. Do enjoy the program.
Thank you very much, Madam Registrar. As she takes her seat, let's keep the applause going. Let's keep the applause going. Thank you very much. And I must say that because of the importance of this program to the university, we have here a number of university officials who are lending their support. We have deans and directors. We have with us the provost for the College of Humanities, Professor Joseph Yaro, who is here with us this morning, and I would like to acknowledge him. We also have, I saw the director of the Center for Gender Studies and Advocacy, Professor Deborah Tobra, is also here with us. We have the full force of the security services, the Safety and Security Services Directorate here. The director is here with us, and his two deputies are also here with us. Dr. Mwabing, I think you'll be speaking to us later. Yes, and so as the program progresses, we'll introduce the other people who are here with us. But I would like to move on now to meet our chairman for this morning's event, and I have the honor and pleasure of inviting my own boss to introduce the chairman for today's program. Dr. Elysia Ameya-Bronya is the Director of Public Affairs. As she comes, please, let's acknowledge her.
Thanks very much, Ms. Sonsori. I'll also say a good morning to you all. Thank you for your response. Our chairman has a very long profile, but please permit me to stand on existing protocols to give you an abridged version of him. Our chairman is a professor of biochemistry, cell and molecular biology, and a founding director of the West African Center for Cell Biology of Infectious Pathogens, WACBIP. He is also the project director for the MasterCard Foundation's Africa Climate Collaborative at the University of Ghana. He obtained BSc and MPhil degrees in biochemistry from this university, and later undertook his doctoral studies at the University of Pittsburgh Graduate School of Public Health in Pennsylvania, where he graduated with a PhD degree in infectious diseases and microbiology in 2007. Subsequently, he did his postdoctoral fellowship in the Malaria Vaccine Division of Walter Reed Army Institute of Research in Silver Spring, Maryland from 2007 to 2010. Our chairman became head of the Department of Biochemistry in this university from 2013 to 2017, during which he led the establishment of WACBIP after winning one of the World Bank's African Centers of Excellence grants. Subsequently, he has helped mobilize over $80 million to the University of Ghana for equipment, infrastructure, and has also acquired fellowships to over 500 scientists from 21 African countries for master's, doctoral, and postdoctoral training. He has supervised about 60 scientists at the postdoctoral, doctoral, and master's levels, and has more than 190 peer-reviewed journal publications in a wide range of journals, including some of the leading infectious diseases and immunology journals. Additionally, our chairman is a recipient of several honors at the global, national, and university levels, including the Bailey K. Ashford Medal for 2025, awarded by the American Society for Tropical Medicine and Hygiene for distinguished work in tropical medicine, the Royal Society Pfizer Award for 2015 for achievements in molecular and cellular studies of malaria and science capacity building in Africa. The Millennium Excellence Award, Foundation Award for Global Excellence in Biomedical Sciences in 2025, the Distinguished Award for Meritorious Service, as well as a citation of honor in recognition of contributions to science development here at this university in 2014 and 2020 respectively. In addition, he has a Meritorious Award in recognition of outstanding service at the College of Basic and Applied Sciences in 2021. He is a fellow of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences and the Royal Society of Biology in the UK. He has also served on several boards and committees, key among which are his role as the foundation chairman of the Governing Council of the C.K. Tedam University of Technology and Applied Sciences, Navrongo, from 2020 to 2024, and a member of the founding governing board of the National Vaccine Institute, Ghana, 2023 to 2024. He is the current Pro-Vice Chancellor, responsible for academic and student affairs at this university. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I hope you will agree with me that we didn't make the wrong choice. We really made the right choice for this August program. Please join me to invite Professor Gordon Awandare, our chairman for this program.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Director. Good morning to you all. Madam Registrar, Provost of the College of Basic and Applied Sciences, which is my college, Provost of the College of Humanities, Deans and Directors present, distinguished guests, it's a great honor to be invited to chair this very important event at the University of Ghana. As a university, the management realizes that the threat of drug use has become one of the most severe challenges facing our youth and threatening to prevent our students from achieving their full potential. As such, we have taken significant policy decisions about how we manage this threat to our students. And our approach is in two parts, one of which we are launching today, which is to provide information, provide guidance, provide advice to our students, and provide the necessary support for students who may fall victim to bad influence. And that's why our Careers and Counseling Directorate is well positioned to provide that level of support. On the other hand, we are taking a very tough stance to those who would, violate the university's policies on the use of illicit drugs. So in our new and our revised statutes, we have explicitly provided for sanctions for individuals who are found to be in possession of any illicit drugs. Even worse, there are more severe sanctions for people who are found to be involved in peddling of these drugs. And our dear students, please let's remind you that as a university, we are here to ensure that you achieve your full potential. This is a partnership between us and your parents to ensure that you develop into the adults that your parents dream of you becoming, and that you yourself aspire to achieve. And so we want to work with you. If you are facing any difficulties with, the temptation to fall into the use of drugs, we want you to have the courage to come forward and seek support. You can report to either your head of department, your tutor at the halls. So now, most of the halls, we have tutors, and students are assigned to tutors. So please find out who your tutor is and talk to your tutor. Or you can go directly to the Careers and Counseling Directorate and seek help. There's no shame in seeking assistance. The biggest shame comes if you do not seek assistance promptly. So we want to encourage you to, first of all, have the courage to resist the temptation. It is much more courageous to say no to your friends who try to influence you than to fall for these temptations. The university has provided enormous opportunities for you to spend your time in more meaningful ways. In addition to studying, we have very nice sports facilities, which we encourage all of you to use, ranging from basketball to football to tennis and everything. There's a lot to do outside of the classroom. We have also provided a serene environment, a nice breeze. There are many ways that you can spend your time if you are bored. It is not to peddle in drugs or other vices. And please be mindful that when we talk about drugs, now there's a wide range of substances that fall in the illicit drug category. And some of these include some of the drinks that are served at parties, and your social programs. We have had reports of some of these illicit concoctions being sold or served at some of your concerts. And so we want to really entreat you to not consume substances that you do not know what they contain. Especially, we want to particularly encourage our ladies to be very mindful of what they consume, because you could be tricked into having drugs in your drink if you are not careful. So we want to encourage you to all be very vigilant and mindful. And please report anything you see that looks like it's improper. If you find people who are indulging in the sale of drugs or even the free distribution of drugs, please report. Your privacy and confidentiality will be protected if you report these, and you will not be victimized. The university will protect your identity, and you will not be victimized if you report these activities. So we want to really encourage you to work with us to ensure that we create a safe and serene environment for all of us to develop our careers. So distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to warmly welcome all of you and to congratulate our Careers and Counseling Directorate under the leadership of the Registrar for putting this program together and the year-long activities that we are going to undertake to ensure that we are creating the necessary awareness. We want to thank our partners from government, from civil society, who are partnering with us to undertake this program. As a university, we value all our partnerships, and we believe that working together, we can continue to hold this university high as the nation's hope and glory and Ghana's best and premier university. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's keep the applause going. Let's keep it going as he takes his seat. I must say that we couldn't have selected a better chairman because from his role as Pro-Vice Chancellor in charge of academic and student affairs, I'm sure he has first-hand information on what the issue is on our campus. And so he's told us that the university will not let you go free if you are found out to be peddling or using drugs. And so please, let's send the message out of this room to our friends, to our roommates, and to all the people who are on campus that the university has no tolerance or zero tolerance for drug use and substance abuse. So another round of applause for our chairman. Thank you very much. And I would like you to know that this program is live on the University of Ghana's YouTube channel. So if for some reason if a roommate or a friend couldn't make it because of lectures or other academic commitments, please send them the link. And you can also go back afterwards to listen to the speeches and to join the campaign so that we are all together in this. Thank you so much once again for being here. And so to proceed, I would like to invite our spoken word artist, Albert Arden. Albert, I understand, is a national service person at the Department of Biochemistry, Cell and Molecular Biology. He's going to give us a spoken word performance this morning. Albert, if you are here, let's have you up here. A round of applause as Albert comes. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Registrar and Director, for the opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't settled yet, kindly get in, spy on me so you can easily get in, spied. In physics, there's a force that acts In physics, there's a force that acts opposite direction. There's a force in the opposite direction of a. This motion slows movement, it slows velocity. It's called drag. You see, drag never body to move forward. The faster you move, harder it pushes back. And we all understand this principle. When a load is too heavy to lift, let's drag it. But this concept is not just confined to physics. It slips into everyday language. Like when someone is lingering too long on an issue, we say you are dragging the issue too much. Now, this is where it takes a very quick and dangerous turn. We move from dragging objects and issues to dragging something way, way dangerous. From a subtle force in physics to our stance on equality, to our stance on issues in society, to a substance in chemistry, drag. The difference is for two letters, A and U. And this is why very one is very, very important to you. Now, as a spoken word artist, I would like to draw your attention to just 3 D's of drag use and abuse so you can easily understand what you are confronting. Deception. This is the inception of our distraction. Oh, it makes you feel high. It makes you feel very confident. It makes you feel hot. This is a deception that has been trending, truth that has been so tight, fake, stuck lie, and so convincing that it's tall, but they are all lies. 2, dependence. Deception leads to dependency. You took it once, twice, and now you can't do away with it. You live without it. You can't eat without it. Every day you take it, you realize that's an addiction. Deception leads to dependency, and dependency leads to my last point, distraction. It destroys dream. It destroys. Very soon you realize. Very soon you. Very soon you realize that your GP is on a countdown. Very soon you realize that your GPA is on a countdown from 4 to 3 to 2, and you know where it goes. And that's what we do not want to happen to you. We do not want you to be dragged from success to failure. We do not want you to be dragged into a mess. We do not want any force to move you forward. But if there should be anything that will propel you, then it should rather be upward motion. So do not go back to drugs. Do not take drugs. That's why this campaign is very, very important. So I want you to personalize it. So we are all going to say, I say no to drug. Let's go. I say no to drug. One more time. I say no to drug. Now I want you to put your name there. I, Albert, say no to drug. I, Albert, say no to drug. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Please, as he takes his seat, let's do it better for him. In spite of the microphone issues, he was still able to deliver. Thank you very much, Albert, for your performance. And as you can see here, before we go to the interview, I would like to acknowledge a few more people who are here with us. As I said, we have a number of deans and directors who have joined us this morning. We have with us the Director of Academic Affairs, Mrs. Lydia Nyakodankwa. Please give us a wave. Oh, we have with us the Dean of the School of Pharmacy, Professor Krechi. Yes, pharmacy is very important to this campaign. And I see the Vice Dean of Affairs. Yes, he's waving. Thank you very much for being here. And as the program progresses, I'll interview a few more people. We've also been joined by, as we were informed, this event is brought to us by the Careers and Counseling Directorate. And here this morning, we have lined up here a number of their counselors. They deal with you directly as students and also staff of the University of Ghana. And so we'd like to acknowledge the team from the Careers and Counseling Directorate. Please, they are in the white t-shirts. Let's acknowledge them. Thank you so much for everything that you do. It's not an easy job, but you do it with so much joy. And we are happy that we are able to support you. And so if you look on your program at this juncture, we have an interview. And both our interviewer and interviewee have taken their seats. We have with us Reverend Father Ampuse Free, also from the Careers and Counseling Directorate, who will be interviewing Mr. Yao Obing Insia from the Springs of Renewal Rehab Center. I'm sure this is going to be an eye-opening interview. So I invite you to sit back, prepare your mind to listen to them, and I believe that by the time we are done, we'll take with us something very important. Please, a round of applause for them. They're already seated. Thank you very much.
Good morning to all of us. I don't want. Hello. Hello. Yes, I don't know whether the microphone is abusing drugs. It's not too stable. But I just want to be sure I am not abusing drugs because, I came to this school in 1999 and I've always dreamt of mounting this stage. And I wasn't introduced and I found myself here. So I just want to be sure I'm not high on drugs. So if I say hello, please respond hello. Hello. Let the men respond with bass. Hello. Oh, I can't hear the men. Hello. And the ladies with a treble. Hello. Great. So it means I'm not abusing drugs. Then I just want not to drag issues, like the spoken word said, straight to the point. I want to know, if you say abuse of drugs, what do you mean?
So abuse of drugs simply means that you are taking the drugs more than you should. And when we are talking about these drugs, we are not talking about the prescribed ones. No. We are talking about the illegal, the illicit ones. Even the legal ones, if you are taking it more than necessary, you are abusing. Let's look at it this way. There are 4 stages to get to the bottom, that is the addictive or compulsive stage. Somebody who starts taking will be in the experimental stage. This person cannot be said to be what? Abusing drugs. There are some people who, for one reason or the other, maybe they are shy, decide that once or twice, if I'm going out, I'll take. That will not be abuse. But the moment the person moves to almost every single time wanting to take that substance, the person has now crossed that threshold to abuse. And in this place, you start finding the unintended consequences of using drugs.
But I still want to push you to know the difference between abuse, the wrong use. You know, fortunately, I learned Latin, where I know ab means negative, right? So absence and all that. So what is then the difference between misuse, as in abuse, and addiction? Because per your answer, I got a bit mixed up. Can you just throw more light on that?
So, misuse. Let's say I've been prescribed paracetamol for a particular condition. It was for a particular condition. It's a painkiller. However, I start having another issue and I go and take paracetamol or what has been prescribed. That means I'm not misusing the substance for what it had been intended for.
So that is abuse.
That is misuse.
Okay.
Misuse. Using a substance not for the intended purpose. Okay? That is the misuse. Abuse. You are taking more than you should. And that would always come with consequences, intended or unintended.
Okay, so now move to the addiction, because that was where I was. So from misuse to abuse to addiction.
So now the addiction is where we say that you are compulsively seeking the substance despite the harmful consequences. So let me give you a scenario. I know that if I use this substance, I tend to be low on funds. Okay? I tend to be low on funds. I tend to go out there to borrow. That means that I am what? Now I'm now in the addictive stage because, one, there's consequences. I know the harm that I'm getting sick. Maybe my liver is failing. Maybe I've started being paranoid. Okay? So I'm seeing these consequences, but nothing is stopping me. My major focus when I wake up every single time is to get the substance.
The common scenarios, events, places that these things start. Maybe if you can give us about 3-4 practical things. We want it, since I know the whole world is watching us, but our focus is the students, right? So what are the stories?
Okay, and that's a very good question, because if you look at those who come into treatment, most times, especially those from the universities, it is peer influence, peer pressure. The first time they were taking the substance was out of curiosity. So a friend was using it and gave it to them. That is how it always almost starts, that curiosity. Okay? Others too, to deal with stress. They feel that the academic load is too much. As such, they rather take something to make their head, light. In that case, again, they go for the substances. Others too, because of the boredom. But mostly for the women who come, it is because of the pain they feel when it's getting to that time of the month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you realize that it was, I was told that if I take this medicine, it is going to lower the pain. They go in for that. And remember, 12 times a year, they are going to go through this. So almost every time they take, then they start getting used to the euphoria. It means that even when they are not in pain, they go for that. And sooner or later, it becomes what? Misuse, abuse, addiction.
Okay, but if you listen to the Pro-Vice Chancellor, these are stories that honestly we hear a lot. What about people who get addicted without knowing? Because I know one person who says, well, I And anyway, that person was not either misused or abusing or was addicted. But we needed, for a particular purpose I can't mention, for us to do some labs. And it wasn't touring any direction like that. It came out there was cannabis in her blood. And we had to, take the stories back and back and back and back. It was traced to a birthday party she attended. What about those stories? Could that also lead to?
Well, it can, but because of the process, remember, it is not a one-time event to get addicted. It has to be a series of what? Using of that drug. So it could be at that birthday party, she was given the substance, it made her feel good. As such, she went in for it again. Then, again, she felt good, decided to go in for it. The more she went, the regular use now would move her into the addiction stage. So it was not a one-time use that got her addicted, no. It was because of how good she felt. That is why she ended up going back for it.
Of course, she says felt good. She took an extra bottle home and it continued like that. But still following that story and that line, can you give us very, very clear, mental imagery of how you will know this substance, this ordinary water is infused? So that, the lady says she felt good and was like, oh, can I get another bottle home? Another lady says they were candies, they were chocolate candies, and only to realize after it was a whole pack that was given her on her birthday, and because it was coming from that man, she decided to eat it slowly, once a day. It wasn't for malaria anyway, but once a day for 1 month. And that's how it started, okay? Now, give us mental imageries. Let us be so clear. How will a student know? I'm talking about those who don't intend. How will they know that this ordinary substance, like water, like drink, could be infused with something that could lead me on one day?
Yes. Okay, so now technology has gone this up that it's very difficult to ascertain what is infused and what is not infused. Some 3-4 years ago, if you take a drink and you see that there's something under, okay, you realize that, okay, this has another chemical in the drink. But now people are doing it so well that you are likely not to see. However, if you are taking a substance and it tastes different from what you are usually used to, that means that there's a question mark there. It is likely to be infused.
So different taste, one?
Different tastes.
Okay.
For those who are using the cakes, the bread, the eggs, okay, the color. Once it has the substance, the color changes a little. So again, look at the color. And again, the smell. Every substance has a unique smell. Once it is added to something else, it means the original product's smell will change. So if you have, let's say, digestive, we all know how digestive is to taste, how it's supposed to smell.
It's not everybody anyway.
Yes. So if you do that, if you see the color that, no, this looks different from the brownie one I know, it means that it has been infused. If the smell is also different, it means that it has been infused. So these are some of the things we do. We look at the color, the smell, and the taste to make sure that it is not infused.
Okay. So sometimes, like you are saying, technology and creativity can so confuse you and you may not even know. What about you just put in your mouth? What are some of the signs, the symptoms to let you know that this that tasted normal, smelled normal, this that looked normal is not normal? Okay,
good. So here, sometimes the substance would, one, make you start laughing. You see, we all naturally like to, engage in each other.
I won't laugh.
But the moment you take in the substance, within 10 to 15 minutes, maximum 30, you start feeling lightheadedness, a little dizziness, you start laughing, talking unnecessarily. Now, even if somebody is saying something serious, to you, that sounds funny. That means that, please be careful. You have ingested something that is causing that reaction in your body.
Okay.
Yes.
What about, I hear dizziness, uneasiness, excessive sweating. Are these real? I don't know.
Yes, they are. They are. They are very real.
Okay, so we could add all those ones
Yes.
to the way you feel. Okay, now let's move from those who unintend, those, I'll say, innocent ones that find themselves there, to those that say, I'm using it for stress relief, like you said, to study better and all that. You know, these substances are, most of them, for those who use it for, say, pain relief, for menstrual cramps and all that, most of them are actually pharmaceutical drugs that are not tagged illicit. Okay. Now, how do we work around it not to get there? Because I need it. I am sickle cell and I have my crisis. I'm having my cramps and all that. How do I manage the pain without necessarily going beyond it?
Okay. So let's not also make it look as if it is only a medication that can be able to deal with pain. There are other ways to deal with pain. Sometimes common distraction. You are in pain. Talk to somebody. Watch a movie. Sing. No matter how you feel. If we make it medication is needed to always deal with pain, people will always get used to the idea that the first thing, any pain, let's go in for the medication. So that should, as much as possible, not be encouraged when it comes to these kind of.
So you suggest that now that I'm cramping, now that I am in my sickle cell pain and all that, pharmaceutical intervention should be the second option. Is that what you are saying?
As much as possible. As much as possible. Except when it is threatening to life. That, if the pharmaceutical product should be the first, please go for that. But as much as possible, let's look at the other ways of dealing with pain before we go in for the pharmaceutical products.
Okay. Now, I'm gradually going to move into, I'll be ending soon, so we have just 30 minutes, meaning we have about 18 minutes to end, but I want us to end in the next 7-8 minutes so that we can get 1 or 2 questions and end exactly on time. But let's gradually move to, legal issues. But I'm still not getting, I'll get to the illicit part, so we are gradually moving into it. Now, elsewhere in the US, in other, advanced countries, you can't just go to any pharmacy and just buy any drug, right? Now, what will you say could be some policy reforms, especially in an academia like this, to see how people may illicitly have the prescriptions but may not go beyond it? What are some of the tips you give us?
Okay, so this, and I'm happy you are bringing this up. So there was this study done in Stanford University. So just last year, they were looking at some of these policy situations. And one of them was to have a national database. National database. I don't know how that's going to work in Ghana, but for them, we know where they are. So a national database, whoever buys the medicine, they know how much the person got. They are able to measure how much the person is using daily. So they know if this person is abusing it or using it as prescribed. For our system, it might be difficult. It might be difficult. So maybe we look at who can that person trust that every single day I can go for it. I don't know how that's going to work. I mean, it's going to be tedious, but it can be one way that we can look at. Well, somebody should be able to give that medication to the person.
But still pushing you to the wall. We are fortunate to have the registrar here, the provisy, the deans, the directors are here. We also have pharmacies on campus. What could be a take-home that could shape the policy of the university, at least if it will not happen, it will happen elsewhere. It will not happen on campus. Because these pharmacies, what will you propose to also monitor pharmacies on campus so that, illicit drugs may not end up being abused?
Okay. You see, let's note, there are already rules governing these things on campus. I'm very sure of that, especially with the pharmacies.
Yes.
Are they enforcing them?
Strictness.
Yes. Are they enforcing them? If somebody comes and this person is coming to buy illicit drug, is it with prescription? If it's with prescription, just look at the person. If the person is about going to use it, for what purpose? Okay. So recently I was in a pharmacy when a lady came in there, and she was come to buy Pethidine.
Okay.
She was come to buy Pethidine. I just happened to enter the pharmacy. I saw this lady, and from the look of her, how the lady was standing, you realize that she had a problem. So I just told the pharmacist, please be careful. Do not sell this drug to the lady. The lady tried giving stories. Well, it's for somebody at the hospital. Let them call. Now we have Yango delivery. We will personally have it delivered. So sometimes let's look at the person standing there, the signs and symptoms on the person, and see if the prescription this person is coming for is duly, for the condition he's buying it for.
Okay. For time, I will still move on. But I wanted you to address the university authority. What can be done to enforce such things, especially on campus? We may not be able to rule the world, but this is our universal city. This is Legon, and I'm proud to be an alumni, right? This is Legon. What will you say to the authority to do, just in a minute? Take that opportunity.
I would say they should enforce the laws, the rules governing the sale of medicine on the university campus. I believe that these were well thought of. It might be that if it is not being enforced to the letter, then surely the drugs will get to the wrong hands.
Okay, thank you. Can we give it up to him? Yes. So now the last part of it. Let's go to the illicit ones. We know very well that these are illicit drugs. But what are the stories? How do they enter our country? How do they get here? When we all say it shouldn't get here, what are the stories? What is going on?
Well, Rev, this question should go to narcotics control.
Yes,
though we work with them.
Yes, I want to hear the stories from you. How do they get it?
Okay. Sometimes when people are traveling into the country, they bring them. And for some reason, nobody is able to detect. I had one client who came in with fentanyl, methamphetamine, the amphetamines, about 15 substances, and nobody was able to detect. There was one, he hid it in Prekese, and was able to get it into the country. It was when he was withdrawing. Then he came, we did the toxicology before we realized that all these substances were in the system. Only for him to show us the stash that he was able to bring from the United States right down here to Ghana. And if you go into the ghettos to know that there are barons. They make money from the sale of these drugs. They have in genuine ways. You look at the carved objects, they hide it in them. Even engines, car engines, they are able to hide it in them. So we are importing engines into the country. They are able to hide it in them. So there are many ways that they get them here.
But do you know why I asked you that? Because I want you now to take the opportunity not to address the authorities, but to address somebody watching you. You mentioned rightly that there are barons. There are people who are actually, behind the stage, earning billions of dollars. What will you tell that person who thinks that, it's for me to have the euphoria, it's for me to deal with stress? What will you tell them for them to know, for someone to know that it's not I abusing the drugs, but somebody is using me to enrich himself, and I will be negatively affected at the end? What will you tell that person listening to you?
That minute of wanting that euphoria is killing you, whereas the one selling is making profit out of you destroying yourself. So be careful. Don't let your dreams go to waste.
It looks like you are telling me, why are you suspecting me or something?
So don't let your dreams go to waste just because somebody wants to make millions out of you. Follow your dream without using substances. Make your own money. Don't enrich somebody else's pockets. And it's sad, with these barons today, they don't want their children to use the drugs. They would rather prefer selling it. There was one time, somebody we all suspected was selling drugs. Brought the child and said, please, so we asked him, you are the one selling. How come you are telling us this? He says, I know that it is wrong. That is why I am saying. The other parents too should say the same to their children.
Thank you. Last two questions, but make it very brief. We are supposed to end at exactly 25. So that we can have questions with the next 10 minutes. No, now, somebody unfortunately may have gotten to the abuse and addiction level. Okay. what are the avenues? What should the person do? The person, as you rightly said, people who are abusing and are abusing drugs and people who are also addicted, they know the negative effect, but they cannot stop, right? What are avenues? What can somebody like that do?
Okay. And that is why I would want to address, and I'm sorry, Pro Vice Chancellor, I want to address this because in your speech, when you brought out the punishment, that will stop people from addressing their issues. Because if I am in the abuse or addictive stage, I'll be withdrawing from a substance. If I don't use, I'll be feeling very uneasy. And I keep saying this. All of us have suffered malaria before, right? If I am using substances and I'm withdrawing, I am feeling 6 to 10 times worse when I have malaria. Would I stop using the substance? No. I'd rather go back to feel what? At ease. So if somebody is at that stage, let's encourage them to seek help. That's why there's the career and counseling. Encourage them. They will surely, do their assessments. Then, if the necessary referrals, they'll surely make them. We have the 12 steps. On campus back then at the career and counseling, we have the AANA. It was free. You could come in anytime.
It is free. And
Yes.
it will forever be free.
It is always free. You see, that is one avenue. Addiction treatment isn't cheap. Let's not kid ourselves. Addiction treatment isn't cheap. So once you are the abusive stage where we know that can be easily solved, please seek help. Because if you get to the addictive stage, you are likely to spend over 6,000 cedis a month on treatment.
6,000.
6,000 cedis a month on treatment.
You mean the old Ghana CD and now
The new current one.
Hey, Charlie.
It is not cheap.
For just
Yes.
6,000.
Yes. And let me also say this. Back then, alcohol was the one everybody seems to use. So in rehabs, we're getting more of the people using alcohol. But now it has changed. It is those who are using the marijuana who are now checking in more into rehabs than alcohol. Okay. But you see that alcohol is legal. Marijuana is illegal. Yes, so people are now going for that more than the alcohol.
Okay. This will lead me to my last question so that we have now 8 minutes. So let's do it in 2 minutes so we can have 5 minutes. Now, gone were the days you see people, walking around smoking, and I think during the year 2000, it was banned to publicly smoke and all that. We were seeing people. Now we don't see them. They look fine. Those who are, abusing and are addicted to drugs and everything, they are passing the exam and everything. And yet, we say we shouldn't go there. What is the reality? Because what I know, what I pray you let us know, people think that in the rehabs and everything, you find just 1 or 2 people there because we don't see them. I mean, everybody is fine. So, your last words, convince us that this is real. Okay.
If 5 years ago, there were just about 8 rehabs in Ghana. Now, statistically, we are over 40 rehabs. 40. Why? Because the number of people abusing substances has increased. Okay? Again, the issues or the problems that it is causing has also gone up. We have the social media. It is just convincing people, the myths and misconceptions. Unfortunately, in the rehabs, it is different. Currently, we have about 2 University of Ghana students in the rehab. They've had to defer.
Oh.
Why? Because of the substances. So, just because somebody will tell you that 2 or 3 minutes of euphoria, you will be a little creative, you'll be confident, that they are just messing with you. Because the substance you are taking is affecting your brain. And once your brain starts to get affected, it means your whole being is in trouble. So it is there. Unfortunately, it is there.
Anyway, it's sad to know that our own members are there. We pray that none will cross that line again. We will say no to
drugs.
Oh, I can't hear you. We will say no to great. So because of the time, Madam MC, how many people will you give us? 2. Okay. So we will allow 2 questions from, okay. Can we give it up to our resource person? Thank you. Please, your name and please be very brief.
My name is Edith Dedetete. So my question is, why are teenagers more likely to start using drugs than adults?
Okay. Yes, why are teenagers more likely to use drugs? Okay. So it's simple. With adults, their brains are almost formed. With teenagers, it is now forming. So they are prone to take risk than adults. Okay? It's easier to convince a teenager to take a substance than to convince an adult to take it as a substance, just because of now they are now in their prime to take more risks than adults.
Good morning.
It was very brief, so even though you'll be the last person, we still have 3 minutes. So if you make it brief, then we can get another question because we are ending at 25.
Good morning. Please, you defined abuse and misuse. I want to know whether misuse is an abuse of drug or a different thing altogether. Thank you.
Thank you. Misuse, not taking it for the intended purpose, so that we don't confuse ourselves. Misuse, you are misusing the drugs, not taking it for the intended purpose. I wouldn't want to go into more details.
Thank you very much. Please, I want to know from your presentation. Sir, please, I want to know from you, is alcohol consumption falling under category of drug abuse if somebody consumes alcohol? Because it seems abusing it is taking excess of it, but consumption of alcohol, does it fall under drug abuse or what is it?
Okay. So let's go with the legal issues in the country. Alcohol is legal. So if you take it, you are not committing any crime. So we cannot say that if you take it once a while, it is wrong. However, remember, the more you take it, the more you build tolerance for it, the more you go back in taking the substance, the more it will cause problems. Okay? So as much as possible, if you can, please do away with it.
My question is, since you own a rehab facility, I think you're the right person to answer this. I've heard that when people come for rehab and they are in severe withdrawal, as part of the treatment, you sometimes have to give them what they are actually addicted to. How true is that?
That wouldn't be true. Because if somebody is coming into the rehab setting, the first thing we do is what we call the medical detoxification, where we try to eliminate the substance in you and to manage the withdrawal. And that takes between 5 to 7 days. Okay? So once we do that, we are able to stabilize you. You don't need much of the substance. Yes, for the first 2 weeks, you'll be craving. You would want more of it. You feel uncomfortable. That is when the team around would also want to, disabuse your mind of, well, just do this for about 2 weeks and see how things will go. So we don't give you back the substance. Otherwise, if we do, 1, it is unethical. And 2, if something happens, we are going to be held extremely liable. So we don't give you back the substance. There's been cases where before we pick people from the ghetto, okay, they'll tell you, let me hit my last one. So that, although we wouldn't want to, he's already there and he's doing it. So we might say, last one, let's go. But even that, it is an ethical decision you need to make as the counselor.
Thanks to God, Madam Moderator has allowed us. Madam Moderator has allowed us to take 3 questions, but because of the time, we will take them together, meaning we have been given the grace of 5 extra minutes. So we'll take the questions together. Please make it brief like you have always done. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. My name is Wisdom. And I want to ask this question. My question is, why today youth learning masturbating, lesbian, and then gayism? I think this also is part of their problem, that they can never perform well through their education. That's question 1. You may tell me our advice, such people, how they can achieve their aim through their education. Two, to me, I see that our women, our wives, are putting too much pressure on men. And because of that, they do not appreciate anything that women do. So all the time, they always accuse us. And that also mislead us to go and buy drugs that will make us to perform well. Thank you.
Oh, can we give it out to him as we go to the second and the third last question? Yes.
Thank you very much. I want to applaud the organizers of this program. My good friend said punishment for these individuals who are addicted to drugs should be the key. You know, the behavior, although the individual started, at the point of addiction, it's no more a concern of that individual alone. Addiction is a disease and should be considered as such. At that point, the person needs everybody on board. If you try subjecting that individual to any form of punishment, you either lose the person or he will vanish and continue use. So my advice is, when you find anybody in such situation, help that person. Do not try to stigmatize. It is no fault of his at that point, although the behavior is individualized. Thank you very much.
We'll take the last one. Is there somebody? So I think, fortunately, there are not questions as such.
Please, I'm Vera Kwesi. My question is, I'm having a friend. Whenever that she gets to her period, she have to take like drugs, maybe around, let's say about 4 or 6 together before she can feel better. So I want to ask you that, what can she do to reduce all that she has been going through? Yeah.
Let me answer all this one. Thank you very much. You didn't mention your name. Sorry?
Please, my name is Vera Yakwesi.
Vera. So the Careers and Counseling Center is there. The University Hospital is there. And the person who just made a contribution just before you is Dr. Nuo. He is a psychiatrist at the University Hospital. We are all there for you, and that is where the Careers and Counseling Directorate comes in. So if you are unable to manage your cramps, if you're a lady here, you have a friend, or you yourself unable to manage, just when you are sober, walk to the center. One is behind the sociology department, one is at the Kufo Hall, one is at the top left of the Kingdom Books near Baum Library, one is at City Campus, one is at Kolebu Campus, and all of us are around to support you and to give you the right direction and better or right alternatives to what you can do to ease the pain. Okay, so please, students, I know very soon, if it's possible, those managing the LED screens kindly project the center's different numbers to different places in the course of the program, and let us all take note of those numbers, save them, and help a friend. And regarding the policy, the Pro-Vice Chancellor, if I heard him well, did not say people will be punished. He was very clear that if you have an issue, we will love you enough to help you to deal with it. So if you have an issue and you walk to the Careers and Counseling Directorate, for instance, 100% confidentiality, and there's no way any of the psychologists will betray your confidentiality. We are there to support. What I think, or I'm quite sure, what I heard the Pro-Vice Chancellor say is those who are selling, those who are peddling, those who are keeping them on campus and making it out are the people who are supposed to be careful, and that if we get them, we will not spare them, because of, like what you said, because of the money you will get, somebody's daughter, somebody's son must be punished. I think that is what my Pro-VC said, Prof. Can we give it up to Prof? So he was very, very clear on that. So let's not misconstrue that. Our daddy who asked the question, please, I guess our wives and our sisters have heard you, and I know they will take heed to that. But there is a difference between substance addiction and behavioral addiction, right? The masturbations, the sports betting, actually, how it affects the brain is likely the same as the drugs would do. So I'm hoping that now that the Kickstart looking at Stop the Drugs Now, very soon we'll come in with substance addiction and we'll help you with that. So look out for that space. And but if you have any of these social addictions, still the center or the directorate is there to support you. But don't let somebody's anger and frustration lead you to destroy yourself to go and get at least 2 gallons of, it will start with 1 thought, but you end up with 2 gallons, and stay sober. And with this, I want to thank you, Yao, for your time with us. We are so grateful. Thank all the organizers, thank all the authorities here. We are grateful to you for your time, and we hope that when we need help, we come, you will support us. This has been a program from the Careers and Counseling Directorate, and you can call me Father Tony. Thank you very much.
So a round of applause. Our host has been Reverend Father Anthony Efriamponsa with the Careers and Counseling Directorate, and he's been with Mr. Yao Obing Insia, who I believe has so much experience in dealing with this issue, and he's from the Springs of Renewal Rehab Center. As they take their seats, please, a round of applause for them. I see that there was a lot of interest because many of us wanted to ask questions, but unfortunately, because of time constraints, we can't take all the questions. But as Father Anthony said, the Careers and Counseling Directorate is available to answer all your questions. I believe that it's not only when you have issues that you go there. Father, am I right? If you have questions as well, you can go to the various centers and ask your questions so that you have a good life on campus as we all expect. And so we want to thank the Careers and Counseling Directorate for this initiative. And they didn't do this alone. They did it with a number of partners. And I would like to acknowledge the partners at this point. We'd like to acknowledge the Office of the Registrar. Please, let's give them a round of applause for supporting the Careers and Counseling Directorate. We have the Office of the Pro-Vice Chancellor, ASA. Let's keep the applause going. We have the Public Affairs Directorate, which I'm proud to be part of, who have also been partners. We want to thank the National Youth Authority. Please, let's keep so that they will continue to support. The Springs of Renewal Rehab Center, UGSRC and GRASAG, your own leaders. Let's acknowledge them. They have been an integral part of all of this. Belakwa who will be giving you refreshments this afternoon. Please, let's acknowledge them. Johnson & Johnson, who have been good partners of the Careers and Counseling Directorate. Let's acknowledge them as well. The School of Performing Arts, who have given us, very soon we'll be having a dance performance from them. Let's acknowledge them also. The Office of the Dean of Student Affairs, who have also been carrying your many burdens as students. The School of Pharmacy, the Dean is here herself, and she's just told me that she's also representing the Provost of the College of Health Sciences, so let's acknowledge that. And the University of Ghana Safety and Security Services, let's acknowledge them as well. So these are the partners who have come together to bring this program to you, and so we want you to know that this is no joke, we mean business, and so take the message very seriously. To more acknowledgements, I would like to acknowledge the presence of the Provost of the College of Basic and Applied Sciences, Professor Sando Makidana, who is seated here. I've also spotted the Provost of the College of Education, Professor Samoni Adekujo, who is also here with us. We have the University Psychiatrist spoke earlier, Dr. Moses Nuwo. Please, let's acknowledge him. I've been asked to acknowledge you specially because of your support. Thank you very much, Doc. We want to acknowledge the various masters and tutors of the various halls who are here. I would like to mention my own warden, Professor Margaret Amwankwa Poku, who is chairperson of the Committee of Heads of Halls. I believe I've introduced all of them, but if we have heads of halls here, please give us a wave so that we can acknowledge your presence this morning. Thank you so much. And definitely GRASAG and SRC, as we mentioned earlier on as well. Thank you for being part of this. And so to proceed, we'd like to take a break. We've been hearing so much. We need something to help us to digest everything that we've heard. And so join me, welcome the Department of Dance Studies from the School of Performing Arts as they come to give us a performance.
Say no to drugs. 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 Hey, I say no to drugs. Say no to drugs. Say no to drugs. Say no to drugs. Hey, I say no to drugs. 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 Hey, I say no to drugs. 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 Hey, I say no to drugs. Say no to drugs. Say no to drugs. Say no to drugs. I say no to drugs. 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 Down. To drugs. Say no to drugs. Down. Say no to drugs. Say no to drugs. Say no to drugs. Say no to drugs. Say no to drugs.
A round of applause for the Department of Dance Studies at the School of Performing Arts for this beautifully curated performance for today's launch. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please, let's acknowledge them one more time. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. As we prepare for the formal launch, we will soon be taking some brief messages, some solidarity messages from the various partners. I would like to acknowledge also representatives of the Director of Human Resource and Organizational Development Directorate. If you are here, please, let's see you. Okay, I see you now. Thank you so much for being here. I think I spotted the College Registrar, College of Humanities, Mr. Benedict Fosueje. Yes, he's also here with us. Thank you. I don't know if we have any more college registrars. I don't see any more of them. I have just spotted someone I need to introduce, Dr. Alima Tisadia Nuhu. Thank you for being with us. She's a member of the University of Ghana Alumni Association North America. She's their ambassador, and she usually attends a lot of our programs. I think she's also lending some support to the Careers and Counseling Director. Please, let's see you so that we can acknowledge you. Thank you for being here. Thank you very much. Okay, so now we want to take solidarity messages. I've also been informed that we've been joined by pharmacist Emmanuel Asante-Entry, who is country manager for Johnson & Johnson. Please, can we see you? Thank you very much. We know that Johnson & Johnson is a solid partner of the UG Counseling and Careers Directorate. Thank you for being here. Yes. So we'll now move to the solidarity messages. I don't know if we have the National Youth Authority here yet. We understand they're on their way. So when they come in, we'll acknowledge them. We'd like to move on to the Food and Drugs Authority, and I would like to invite their representative here to give us a brief solidarity message. Please, let's welcome her as she comes.
Good morning once again. My name is Mrs. Julia Mankwa Mafo. I'm with the Substance of Abuse Directorate, which falls under the Health and Products Technology Division. On behalf of my team here, we want to acknowledge, or respectively, acknowledge all dignitaries or the existing protocols. Once again, good morning. We are honored to join you today. This is more than a routine university gathering, but it rather marks a significant step where this institution has opened a forum to confront a serious issue across Ghana. Substance abuse remains a serious public health concern. Recent national data shows that about 1 in 10 Ghanaians between the ages of 15 and 64 have used drugs in the past year. Among youth people, cannabis remains common, but we also are seeing worrying levels of abuse or misuse of prescription medicines, as we've seen with the interview that was conducted. These medicines include tramadol, a new one, tapentadol. We also have other substances which are nitrous oxide, I'm sure some of you have already heard, that are being put in balloons to inhale, and they are used at pubs, to enjoy their parties or whichever gathering or recreational gathering they find themselves. This is also a concern that we are all seeing. University life is exciting and full of possibility. It shapes your thinking and stretches your potential. At the same time, it can be demanding. We know academic pressure, high expectations, social influence, and the natural desire to belong can sometimes make poor choices seem harmless. You may hear someone say, this will help you to relax, or this will help you focus, or even this will take the stress away. But drugs do not remove pressure, or should I say substance abuse do not remove pressure. They delay it, and then they multiply, gradually causing addiction. I'm sure our rehab expert has made mention of how it goes. Poets also made us to know how drugging can take you to. Eventually, it leads you to distraction. The Food and Drugs Authority see the consequences of the substance abuse every day. And so under the Public Health Act that we use to employ in our operational activities, we are mandated to regulate these kinds of medicines, including tobacco. I know most of the things that we just saw, the drama, was someone depicting the use of cigarettes or something. Yes, tobacco is also being regulated by us. And it also goes with so much guidelines or laws, legislative instruments that help us to, regulate it in the country. This means overseeing how drugs are manufactured, imported, distributed, and advertised is to be controlled. In recent years, we have observed the growing concerns over the high dose of tramadol, and you can see in our media stations, our press releases, educating the populace to stay away from these. If they are not registered, you do not go for them. If they are not prescribed to you, you either do not use them. No law can stand in for your personal judgment. No enforcement team can be present in every private decision. That is why we endorse this initiative, where we believe the awareness creation and sensitization on prevention will serve as a key to curb this public health issue. Addiction does not usually begin with something dramatic. It often starts subtle with small compromises. A moment of curiosity, a brief attempt to escape pressure, yet those seemingly minor choices can gradually shape long-term. We believe that this campaign is not to create fear. It is about safeguarding your potential. It is also about shaping a campus culture that values clarity of mind, self-discipline, and personal responsibilities. On behalf of the Food and Drugs Authority, we really want to affirm our full support for the UG Say No to Drugs campaign. We'll continue to strengthen regulation, expand public education, deepen our collaboration with this institution, and also remain firm in our commitment in protecting public health. Thank you.
So thank you very much. As she goes to her seat, let's keep the applause. That was Mrs. Julia Mankwa Mafo, who is with the Food and Drugs Authority. Thank you so much. Our next message will come from Johnson & Johnson. And so let's welcome pharmacist Emmanuel Asante Entry, country manager, as he comes to speak to us.
Standing on all existing protocols. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. When I received the invitation to join this launch, I started reflecting on the many interactions I've had with many stakeholders within the mental health care space, psychologists, psychiatrists, pharmacists, and ladies and gentlemen, there is a threat. Drug abuse and addiction is quietly stealing the future of most young men and women, and protecting their dreams starts by protecting their minds. The question today is, why is Johnson & Johnson in Ghana operating for the past 10 years and supporting initiatives like this? It is because we have taken the responsibility to partner with strategic stakeholders to address the challenges that stifles well-being and mental health care. Last year, with the support of the leadership of the university and the Careers and Counseling Center, the Department of Psychiatry, Legon Hospital, we were able to launch the Resilient Minds Future Leaders Project. This is a massive intervention to address stigma, the low awareness levels on campus, and to support patients. To be honest, time will not allow me to elaborate the significant milestones we have achieved. For example, we were able to recruit over 100 peer counselors, and the responsibility of the peer counselors essentially is to strategically position them in the halls and the university community so that they can help identify cases early and help, reduce stigma. Today, we are extremely excited because of this massive campaign which seeks to strengthen the mental health care space. And on behalf of Johnson & Johnson, my colleague is here, Esther, who is the lead project for Resilient Minds Future Leaders. First of all, I'd like to thank the university for receiving us, and Auntie Bridget, Dr. Nuo, and all the team. Would like to say a very big thank you, and I'd like to say a big congratulations to the leadership of the university for this very massive project. I want to say that the doors of Johnson & Johnson is open for deeper collaboration, and we look forward to making impact in the quality of life of students. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Farm Emmanuel Asante Entry, Country Manager, Johnson & Johnson. Thank you also for your partnership with the University of Ghana. Now we come inside, we come to our own university, and then so I'd like to invite now the Director of the UG Safety and Security Services Directorate, Dr. Isaac Amwabeng, to speak to us now. Let's welcome him as he comes.
Good afternoon to you all. I think it's 5 minutes to 12, so, okay. So as a Safety and Security Services Directorate and enforcers of safety rules on campus, we stand in full solidarity with the UG Says No to Drugs campaign, a powerful and necessary movement to protect the health, safety, dignity, and future of our university community. As we've heard, substance abuse threatens not only individual lives, but also families, academic success, and the collective strength of our university. By taking a firm stand against drug, UG is choosing health and wellness, responsibility and enforcement over harm and addiction. The courage of the organizers, student leaders, faculty, and supporters who are working together to raise awareness, promote prevention, create a safe, supportive, and conducive environment should be commended. Together, we reaffirm our commitment to promoting healthy lifestyles, supporting those struggling with substance abuse, encouraging better informed choices, building a drug-free campus community. A strong campus is a united campus. We therefore say yes to healthy lifestyles, yes to opportunities, yes to a brighter future, and no to drugs. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Dr. Amwabeng, for the commitment. And I believe that as guests to this afternoon's event, we're also saying that we're also committed to supporting the security so that we can nip this in the bud. So thank you very much once again. Now want to listen to our student leaders. I would like to invite GRASAG, if the GRASAG representatives are here, to come forward and give us a message. GRASAG, do we have GRASAG here? Okay, the president is here. Okay. Please, the applause is not encouraging. Let's encourage him as he comes.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon once again, everyone. GRASAG is much committed to this occasion and then this project, Say No to Drugs. I believe that we students, people are rather influencing us that, if you take drugs, can you be able to learn well? If you take drugs, can you be able to read your books and have time to stay? But they are all threats to our health. They are all threats they are all lies to us. So I want to encourage all students, especially the Edo students, that we are the role models of this studentship. Whatever we do also, serves as a learning process for the undergraduate students. And the undergraduate students, please, let's all ensure that let's be each other's keeper. We should be able to advise our roommates, we should be able to advise our course mates to abstain from these drugs. I know we know them, we are with them. Let's help the UG management to also end these drug issues on campus. I'm not here to say much, but what I want to encourage all of us is that we have heard a lot that drugs is a threat to our human life and a threat to the society. Please, students, we have a role to play to ensure that we end this drug abuse on campus. Thank you very much.
So that is the president of the Graduate Students Association of Ghana, Mr. Sadiq Abubakari, as he takes his seat. Please encourage him for me. Thank you. Now, last but definitely not least, we want to invite the SRC to give us a word. So we have the SRC president coming up. Mr. Richmond Uforilabi is here with us, please.
Good morning and good afternoon to all of you. The Pro-VC in charge of academic and student affairs, directors of the various units on campus, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and good afternoon to all of you. Even though I'm an SRC president, I'm not here today in that capacity. I am here as a fellow student who shares in your dreams, your aspirations, your plans, and then your hope for a better future. Here at the University of Ghana, it goes beyond lecture halls and then examinations. We are a community, we are a family. And just like any other family, we have that responsibility to protect and then take care of each other at all costs. The Say No to Drugs campaign, I believe, is not just a slogan, but then it is a call to action. It is a call to protect our wellness, our health, our potentials, and then the future that we dream of. I want to tell you on authority that drugs do not create any solution. In fact, they create deeper problems. They cause a distortion in your judgment. They cause you to misbehave. And then even in the worst case scenario, they cause the loss of lives. So as students, I know that we face real pressure in our academics, in our finances, in our relationships, and then even in the uncertainty that surrounds our future. And then I share with you in them. But I want you to know that true strength does not lie in drugs. True strength is self-awareness, self-discipline, self-consciousness, and then the courage to ask for help when the need be. And I want you to know that if you are saying no to drugs, then we are saying yes to our health. We are saying yes to our well-being. We are saying yes to our potentials, and we are saying yes to the future that we hope for. So as an SRC, I also give you that assurance that I remain committed to create a conducive and then serene environment for students to grow and then to thrive. We are very willing to work with management to ensure that we end substance and then drug abuse on campus. So together, let's stand. Together, let's rise for excellence. Together, let's say no to drugs. And together, let's proceed in integrity. Thank you all, and then have a nice day.
Thank you very much, Mr. Richmond Oporilabi. We are all charged to say no to drugs. And so now we go to the highlights of this afternoon's event, which is the official launch of the UG Says No to Drugs campaign. And so I'd like to invite our chairman to come back up here, Pro-Vice Chancellor with responsibility for academic and student affairs. We are bringing him back here to do the formal launch.
Hello again. So I believe we've had a very enriching program today. Across the board, all the speakers, even those who provided comments, I think we are all aligned on a number of things. First is that we are all in this together. We're a community, a UG community of students, faculty, staff, stakeholders. We are all together. We succeed together. Another thing we are all aligned on is that our first and best approach is to resist the temptation to use drugs, because as you heard from our resource person, once you start to use, then addiction comes in, and that's where you start going down the slippery slope. So the best is to avoid the temptation altogether. Number 3, if you fall for the temptation, you have to have the courage to seek help. And that's why the university has all these structures for you to seek help. So don't be shy, ask for help. The university actually would go above and beyond to support you, for you to recover from your addiction, to free you from any bondage that you may find yourself in with the use of drugs. Number 4, I think there was a little bit of confusion about the university policy. We are an academic institution, there are regulations, and there are sanctions. So, if you have a problem, you come forward, you don't face any sanctions because you have come and you have sought help as a patient, as somebody who needs support. But if you're using drugs in your room, in the classroom, in the hallway, and you are creating a nuisance for others, and they report you, you will face sanctions. Please. You will face sanctions. Okay? So let's be clear on that. So when you are coming forward and saying that I need help, the university will embrace you and will help you. But if you are creating a nuisance for others and compromising the health and well-being of other people, you would get sanctions first, and they will get you support as well. Okay? So we don't leave you alone. You may be suspended for a semester, but during that period, you would get counseling support and all the relevant assistance you need to reform and get back on track. Okay? So let's be clear on that, students. Okay? So please, and please report, like I said. If you find that your roommate is dishing out drugs to people, please report. We will protect your identity and your confidentiality. Okay? It is our responsibility to be each other's keeper, like other speakers have said. So please, let's all be responsible members of the community. Let's be responsible for ourselves. Let's hold each other accountable. And UG will continue to be the nation's hope and glory. So on that note, it's my distinguished honor to declare UG Says No to Drugs campaign formally launched, and I invite you all to enjoy. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the campaign has been launched. Another round of applause. Thank you very much. And by clapping, you are pledging to be part of this. You are pledging to be ambassadors. You are pledging to take the message out to our various lecture rooms, to our offices, and to wherever you find yourselves on this campus. Thank you very much. So I'd like to invite here Ms. Harriet J., who is at the UG Careers and Counseling Directorate, to give us the vote of thanks. If she's here, please. Let's acknowledge her as she comes. Let's acknowledge her as she comes.
Good afternoon, everyone. Distinguished Vice Chancellor, Professor Nanaba Apia Amfo, Pro Vice Chancellors, Madam Registrar, the CEO of National Youth Authority, Deans and Directors, senior members, cherished students, esteemed partners, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the University of Ghana Careers and Counseling Directorate, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to each of you for gracing today's launch of the UG Say to Drugs campaign. We are especially grateful to the Office of the Registrar for the generous sponsorship, and to the Office of the Pro Vice Chancellor, ASA, for the leadership in driving this initiative. Our appreciation also goes to our partners, Johnson & Johnson, Bell Drinks, the National Youth Authority, Springs of Renewal Rehab Center, UG Security Services, the School of Pharmacy, and the School of Performing Arts for standing firmly with us in this course. To the senior management, deans, directors, hall tutors, SRC, GRASAC, and student leadership, your presence and support has strengthened this foundation of this campaign. To the Public Affairs Directorate, thank you for preparing the Great Hall and to ensuring our message resonates far beyond these walls. We are indebted to our performers, the School of Performing Arts, the Dance Department, for reminding us through art that culture and creativities are powerful tools for advocacy. To our speakers and solidarity message bearers, including Mr. Yaobin Insia, whose insight touched us deeply, we say thank you. Your voice reminds us that drug abuse is not just an individual struggle, but a collective challenge. We also acknowledge the bus drivers who convey students safely and the media houses who have amplified our messages to the wider community. Finally, to everyone gathered here, thank you for lending your time, energy, and commitment. This campaign is more than a slogan, it is a pledge. Together, we affirm UG Say No to Drugs. Thank you, and may this campaign inspire a lasting change. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Harriet J. She is with the Careers and Counseling Directorate, for thanking all of us. So we say thank you to you as well. So we are gradually at the end of this morning's event, and I would like to before we take photographs, I would like to give you a few announcements. When you are stepping out, you receive some flyers. Please, you are supposed to share these with your roommates, with your study mates, and with your friends. We want to invite all of you to be advocates against drug abuse on campus. And we also want to ask you to look out for the various adverts on webinars on the subjects from the pharmacist perspective to be facilitated by the School of Pharmacy, which will happen sometime in March. So please watch out for that. Please plan to join in and gain more knowledge about the issue. We'd also like to ask you to look out for information and messages that will be shared via social media, by email, and on the various screens at the halls of residence and departments. We want to encourage you to pause, read them, and equip yourselves with useful information. And so all departmental and hall administrators should please assist when the messages are brought to share them on the screens when you receive them via email and via social media. And also note that, as has been said in the various presentations that have been made, there's help available at the University of Ghana Careers and Counseling Directorate. So please take note of that. Don't be alone. Don't suffer in silence. There's help available. So please, if you have any urges to use drugs, know that it will destroy you ultimately. Seek help so that you can deal with it. So please kindly take note of that. And also to let you know, this is not to cause fear and panic, but to let you know that our UG security services will be on high alert. Okay, will be on high alert. That has been said already, so I don't want to say it too much to create fear and panic. They will be on high alert. The director is here, his two deputies are also here. They are ever ready, and they've made a commitment to help to deal with the issue on campus. So please, we are encouraging our students, please desist from drug use, desist from trading in drugs and all the things that have to do with the drug. Today we are committing to do what? Say no to. I'm not hearing you. Say no to. Thank you very much. And so there would also be engagements with the basic school and also with staff and also the students of the basic school. So please take note of that. Before we go, as a sign of commitment, we are all going to sing the university anthem. But before that, we want to take some photographs. So the first photograph, I would like to invite members of university management to come forward here. The registrar, chairman, the pro-vice chancellor, provosts, deans and directors here. Please join them. Heads of halls, please come forward and let's take a group photograph on the stairs here. The photographers would stand down and take that first photo. When you are done, would invite our partners to join in. When that photo is done, we'll invite our partners to join in. And then the third photo is going to be all of us. I'm going to kindly ask you when the time comes that we all try and come to the middle. We'll have our photographers stand up here and take a beautiful group photograph of all of us. So please take note of that. Oh, the College Secretary for College of Basic and Applied Sciences is here. Mrs. Mavis Otuaye, thank you for being here. SRC Grassack, please get ready to join this photograph. SRC Grassack. Okay, SRC Grassack, please join this photograph. I think it's better to stand on the steps so that we can see you. Okay. Can we have our partners, our various partners join us for the next photo? Can our various partners join us for the next photo? Please, yes. Please. We'll have to have you up here because we can't capture all of you. So I'll ask those stand, if you can come back a little, yes, take the first step so that we have others, yes. Careers and counseling, please, if you can kindly come so that we can see you in the photo. Yes, to take the step here. Okay, so as they go back down, I'd like to ask all of us, guests and students, please rise. Let's try and come to the middle. Want to do a big group photograph? We'll ask our photographers to come up here. I'm not seeing you get up. You don't want to go? Thank you. Please, let's cover in the middle, yes. And we'll have members of University Management and our guests at the front, our partners at the front. Yes, let's come together so that we can have a beautiful group photo. Thank you very much. Please, when you go back to your seat, kindly remain standing. Remain standing. We are going to sing the university anthem as our commitment and our pledge. Okay, can we have the university anthem?
Glory, that is the birth, the star of peace, and gives its soul to
proceed. We are proceeding in truth and integrity to make our nation proud. To the order of refreshment, students, you go out through the main door to be served. All our partners and invited guests, members of university management, staff, you'd use this entrance for refreshments, the north wing of the Great Hall. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation to be here. Let's all be ambassadors and let's spread the message. Thank you so much. I thought you would give me an applause as well. Thank you.